Welcome back, guys. We're going to start rolling out our clay for our favorite place vase. So this one you can do in a lot of different ways. You could do coil pots, you could do pinch pot, you could do slabs like our cup where we put it around an object. You could do this in so many different ways. I showed you guys some things on the presentation. And now I'm going to show you guys how to do it another way, where we're going to roll out some slabs and we're going to cut out a shape, which I've already gotten the shape here, which looks like a different kind of vase. But I had to kind of, we do this one in class, and we have, how do I explain it? We have templates in the class, but we're not in class and I don't have those templates. So I had to make my own. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to roll out some clay, and then we're going to let it sit to get leather hard. And then we are going to roll the edges to where all of the edges are touching the table. Some of this I'm not going to worry about the thing yet because I'm just trying to get the width that I need. I'm not to the thickness of the pencils yet. So make sure I got this width. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we're going to roll in the edges, which sounds so bizarre, I know. So they're all going to need to meet the table, and then we'll connect them together. So essentially it's like taking two flat pieces and making two C's, and then we'll connect them together to create our vase. Make sure that our pencils are in line here, and that we're touching them because we want nice even thickness. And then of course it's really cold in my garage right now, and so everything's kind of like wet and wanting to stick. Okay, so nice even thickness. Double check that. Okay, so here's one. So I'm going to put this on here, and I think I can only get one for sure. Okay. All right, so we'll put this on, and then we'll trace it with a toothpick. So what I did with my, I wanted my sides to be the same. So what I did is I took a piece of paper and I folded it in half, like you would draw a heart, you know, like when you're trying to cut out a heart at Valentine's Day, and you take a piece of paper and you cut it in half so both sides are equal. That's what I've done here. But you could absolutely make them to where they're not equal on both sides, like if you want to make it more interesting vase. So there's one. So now I can cut this out. I can either use my butter knife, or I've got my little X-Acto knife here. It's going to work a little better, so I'm going to use that because this clay is still really wet. So I'm just cutting this out. And once I cut it out, I'm going to need to let it sit and get a little bit dry. We call it leather hard. We've used that term before. Hopefully you guys recall. Oh, now I cut my under paper, but that's okay. I got tons more of that. So now I can just wad this back up and save it for another project. Hopefully you guys have been saving your scraps so that you're reusing material. Because, you know, we're limited. And the fact that the paper is stuck to this is totally fine. I'm just going to actually leave it on there until I need it to be gone. So I'm going to just set that aside. And now I'll roll out my next piece. Just going to advertisement for gutters here. So I'm just taking my, whatever I have left over of my brick here, and I'm just slicing off a piece. Whenever I know I'm going to do, you know, need a nice slab, I just try to take from my actual slab. Hopefully that's enough. Hopefully that'll do us. So I'll use my trusty rolling pin, aka my giant cup. And I know I'm not even close to the thickness that I want yet, so I'm just using it. Where's my template? Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to get the width that I need first, and now I can... Ooh, that's kind of cool. They left a mark. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Little things that make me happy, right? All right, so now I can take my cup and I can roll it out the rest of the way. Now, like I said, my cup is kind of sticking, but it's working all right. All right. All right, so now I've got my thickness that I need. So now I can make my other piece. Now again, oh, well, I can trace it, or I'm just going to cut it since I'm just going for it here. Just going for it. So hopefully once you get to this point, you guys already have an idea of what you want to do on your vase. Sometimes the imagery can dictate what your vase shape looks like. Like if I was going to do the Alfred, I can't even say it, the tower in Paris, Eiffel Tower. Phew, there we go. I might do kind of a tall, skinny vase if that's what I was going to do. Man, this is sticky. Maybe I will use my butter knife just to get an edge there. There we go. So, you know, think about that when you're cutting out your vase, that, you know, maybe your image makes it want to be something else. And then my bottom here, my flat piece, can you see that? Yeah. I'm going to need to roll out another piece of clay, but I'm not going to do that until these pieces are leather hard and I know what the shape is, because what we'll do is once we take these pieces and we curl the edges down, which I'll show you guys how to do that, don't you worry. Man, that is so sticky today. It's all the moisture in the air we got going on right now. So once I have that shape, like once I curl these edges in, let me see if I can show you. So once I curl these edges down and I create that C shape and I put them together, then I can just put it over another slab and then I can just trace the bottom. So like we're making things a little bit more simple for ourselves, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And again, it kind of stuck to the bottom here, which is totally fine. And then I would take off this top piece and save it, just like we did with the boxes, just in case we need to make another one. Like if something happens and, I don't know, your kid's sister or brother steps on it or moves it and you're like, dang it, now I need another. So I'm going to let these sit out. Or, so you could let them sit out for a little bit, like in your house, to make sure they get nice and warm and a little bit more dry. But don't forget about them. That's the biggest thing. If you forget about them, then you'll have to start over if they get too hard. So I would suggest putting it back in your little plastic bag. You could do it where you stack them. Like if I put, well, like I have the paper there now, but if I put a dry paper towel between them, I could stack them. And then that way they won't stick together. And if the paper towel gets stuck to it, I mean, we can, you know, do your best to kind of peel it off, but in the kiln, it would just burn away. So you wouldn't have to worry about it too much. You just would want to make sure that wherever you're going to slip and score, that the paper towel is not there. So again, take your little scraps here, wad them up, and put them back in your bag for later usage. So that is all I'm going to show you guys today, and right now, and I will come back once these are leather hard, and I'll show you guys how to bend the edges in. But like I said, there's a lot of different ways you guys can do your vase, so you're not limited to this. Have a great day.